Hi, I'm Brett Warren, and this is a thing that I'm going to try to do that came to me in a dream. I'm going to call it, hold on, what am I going to call it? Let me look. I'm going to call it Real-Time Album Reviews. Reviews spelled R-E-V-Y-O-O-Z. And the gimmick is where I'm going to sit here and listen to the random albums in my headphones and make comments on it. And the first album I'm going to do is U2's new album, Songs of Experience, the follow-up to their worst album, Songs of Innocence. Hopefully this one has more experience in it. Anyway, I recommend you listen along. If commercials come up, I don't know how that's going to work, but I'll figure it out. So anyway, I'm going to press play in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, so starting off with a nice string overture here to make sure everyone knows, setting the mood, getting very ambitious with this. I'm just gonna ring a little bell here every time there's just a glaringly obvious terrible Bono lyric. So there was one for, and by bell ringing I mean I'm gonna tap the microphone. So number one was, what was it? Nothing stopping this from being the best day ever. There you go. The song is really slow and boring. Yeah, so I'm just going to talk about Songs of Innocence, their last album. Yeah, so I've already listened to this once, and my first impression was much more ambitious and more interesting sounding album than Songs of Innocence, but lyrically pretty bloated and bad, like Bono at his, I hate saying worst because, you know, he's trying and it's very optimistic and I get what he's trying to do, but boy, oh boy. And here's sweet vocoder. Yeah. Oh, there's another Love You at the Other End of a Telescope. It's my favorite Bono sex act from the Bono Sutra. Anyway, Songs of Innocence. What is this? Songs of Experience. Anyway, Songs of Experience. I went back and I listened to it once when it first showed up in my iTunes, when it raped my iTunes player, and I was so offended. So I listened to it once then, and I thought it was instantly forgettable. I thought it was instantly forgettable. And then I listened to it again like a week ago. And the first couple, 2 or 3 songs, I felt like, hey, this isn't as bad as I remembered it. And then, yeah, and then it just turns into like a gentle downward slope into extreme vanilla forgettableness, forgettedness. Well, that song just ended. All right, that was Love Is All We Have Left. Okay, here's a Star Wars commercial. The reviews are saying it's even better than Empire Strikes Back. I bet yeah, all right. So anyway, press play. Oh, God. Hey man, I'm Chase Rice. Get back on track. I tell you, every night just ain't drinking. Yeah, man. All right. Yeah, you know, I'm Chase Rice. It's a totally made up country name, but whatever. All right, another commercial. Pausing. Okay, Lights of Home just started. Second track. Anyway, back to, this one's got a nice thump to it. Anyway, for track 1, the Love Is All We Have Left. The first time I heard this, I thought, honestly, it sounded like something that should have closed out the album, or that was supposed to be a segue. I think I don't want to even be snarky. I love you too, but I think they were thinking that was like a segue from Songs of Songs of Innocence to this album. Like, these are companion albums, but they sound nothing at all like at all. Because I tend to view music in like visual textures. So, like, Songs of Innocence seem like very kind of gray, textureless album. This one has a lot of flash and neon to it. Yeah, but the Love Is All We Have Left, that first track, it's just very kind of Bono's synth chord and Bono's vocoder lyrics, very minimal. So I'm not really sure the impression they were going for was starting the album with that, but I don't know, it doesn't really set the mood, and it's not a particularly memorable track. Anyway, Lights of Home is now playing. It's got a great thump. Like, I really don't listen to lyrics for the most part. Like, I'll only notice lyrics after about the 10th or 11th time I listen to an album. So this time I'm going to try to, like, pay a little more attention to see if this is kind of, if there's any concept to this. But anyway, yeah, I do know your name, it's Bono. But yeah, like, production-wise, this actually has some depth and texture. As where Songs of Innocence was extremely vanilla, and even before that, jeez. What was the one before it? Help me. No Line on the Horizon. That was like a texturally vanilla album too. But each song, at least, you could see they were attempting to make each song unique, and there were some very memorable tracks on there. But anyway, so yeah, like the stuff does speed up. So, like, Lights of Home, this song, it's kind of, yeah, mid-tempo, like a mid-tempo song with no specific hook anywhere in it. Oh, except yeah, towards the end here, where he just starts repeating this kind of this anthem thing, protect yourself so you can wreck yourself, or whatever. Free yourself so you can be yourself. I have that t-shirt. If only you could see yourself. Yeah. Like, it's too early in the album to already be going for this kind of anthem, like this recurring, like, Hey Jude anthem thing. It's too early in the album, and it didn't earn the build up. Yeah. So it didn't earn. Oh yeah. Ding ding ding. This whole section of lyrics. But yeah, it didn't earn the build-up. It was just kind of a mid-tempo, well-produced vanilla kind of track with no specific verbal. Anyway, You're the Best Thing About Me just started now. You look so good, baby, you don't even know. All right. Well, I like the production on this album a lot. It's like all the ingredients are there with this. Like, this is the first time since, man, yeah, this is like production wise, this is the first time since pop where like the production actually has some balls to it. I mean, yeah, there's some songs here and there, like the title track of No Line on the Horizon, some of the stuff from Atomic Bomb. But yeah, this album has like some depth and like some grittiness and some low lows to it. So all the ingredients are there where it feels like where it's like a really nice house but nobody's living in it. or a really nice house with no furniture, some stupid metaphor about it's beautiful and glossy, but like the base structure isn't there. Like a really few of these songs from the first, maybe it'll change this time, but like the first time I listened to this, is like there was maybe 3 or 4 lines that I could hum afterwards. But yeah, like it's difficult to listen and talk, but this is all trial and error right now. So this, like this track, I'm trying to think like the things that really make great U2 great. Like let's take like the 2 types of U2. One being, or there's the 3 types of U2. There's the early U2 that kind of Echo and the Bunnymen new wave sound, like very spiritual, anthemic. Then there's like the Achtung, the edgy U2, edgy quote unquote, like Achtung, Baby Pop, Zeropa, where they have that kind of cynical edge to them, where they're still talking about lost train of thought. Where they're still the same subject matter, but they're coming at it from a more cynical angle, like through a metaphorical lens, instead of where they're just actually talking about it like they did early on in their career. And then there's the third type of U2, which is there's like post pop U2, like from All That You Can't Leave Behind onwards, where I think like this song specifically continues in that vein, where it's like this song continues in that general vein where they went after pop, which is a kind of like a general good feeling sort of thing. It's like at some point U2 just became Coldplay. Anyway, Get Out of Your Own Way just started. All right, so you're types of U2. I'll come back to that. Types of U2. I'll come back to that train of thought. Anyway, You're the Best Thing About Me. See, it's sort of a plotting, middle of the road, vanilla, where there's no specific point. All right, get out. So Get Out of Your Own Way. Yeah, I heard some other album reviewer talking about how it's the same beat as Beautiful Day. Yeah. Lights are blue, shoots up from the stony ground, and there's no. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, cool beat. It's the same beat as Get Out of Your Own Way. So yeah, like this and the last song, You're the Best Thing About Me and Get Out of Your Own Way, it both sound, it's like greeting card Bono. It's like that is the worst, is greeting card Bono. So with this song compared to Beautiful Day, like this has like a more tinny synthesized version of the Beautiful Day beat. Yeah, at least it's cool. Like, and at least there's almost a comprehensible melody here. The slaves are looking for someone to lead them. That gets half a ding. Bing! Lincoln's ghost. What? Bono just summoned Lincoln's ghost. Anyway, the types of U2. Yeah, and the third, all right, yeah, one being like the clean cut sort of spiritual U2, like, yeah, the 80s new post-punk new wave U2, the edgy, slightly cynical U2, and I guess there's maybe a fourth, like the anthemic, like the red, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, Pride, like Pride in the Name of Love. I can't think of that album for some reason. That Joshua Tree. So that's another type of U2, like prototypical anthemic U2. But then I think they became Coldplay, who ripped off U2. And they once Coldplay kind of reached their similar level of popularity, U2 kind of copped back in a circle to not rip them off, but to get on their level of kind of non-offensive middle ground. Yeah. Oh, and here's bitch, sit down, be humble. Kendrick Lamar. It's kind of weird because, yeah, like this is another point that should have been later on in the album, like towards the end, where Kendrick Lamar's like little Beatitudes thing here would kind of sum things up. So it's misplaced in the album. It is a cool transition. So there's one positive. There's another positive. I think I said one other positive thing here. And here's American Soul. Just started 19 seconds in. Yeah, this song is cool, but again, I don't know if Bono went tone deaf or something, but like the core of each song isn't that memorable. So it's like they're doing everything right except the basic songwriting. You close your eyes to look around. Ding, ding, ding. Next time I'll get an actual bell for whatever bell ringing thing, if this becomes a thing that I end up doing, which probably won't. Look around. There's a sound. It's not a place. All right. Yeah. American Soul. This song almost feels like it's venturing into Achtung Baby territory. Almost. But instead of saying something... But instead of like a really, enlightened middle finger, which was... I could talk about Achtung Baby for days. That album had like an enlightened middle finger. Where it was like, fuck you, I'm gonna be hopeful. It's like... We're going down this path. Yeah, so not F you, but like more like a... Yeah, it's like we're just doing this. You can do what you want to do, but this is the path we're going on. Yeah, like spiritual political edge to it. This song, like, though structurally similar, just goes for this kind of generic like rah-rah thing, this seems to be this whole album to me, at least the first time I listened to it. So yeah, comparing, and I can make all sort of assumptions about U2 is out of touch and aging. I don't really know, but I don't know what their songwriting process is like. I don't know what their lifestyle is like. But just comparing this to, which is clearly trying to be we're living in not great political times. So this is their very political answer to the times we're living in. But they've done that before. Maybe there's not a specific moment in history attached to that you can attach to those other periods of U2. Because it is more universal. Like, their early stuff is very universal. Like, I mean, Tick October, it's like their most biblically driven... I mean, it's basically a Christian album. But what works yeah, what works with any of those, even if it's YouTube being completely genuine, like on October, like completely just honest and spiritual, like on October, or taking the other extreme, like their cynical trilogy, like Pop, Zeropa, and Octung Baby. Like, they had a very specific goal of what they were trying to convey to people. It wasn't just a hooray. Like, nobody really wants hooray right now. Maybe some people do. I mean, there's always going to be the people who really love just the super optimistic side of U2, and I know that one of those people. Hi, Will. So yeah, like, and taking, all right, American Soul, that just ended. Hey, it even has that same edge. I don't know what to call that. All right, a commercial just started, but it's that it's that sound that you hear all over Octung Baby. So whatever, I'll let you know when the next song starts. Oh, Summer of Love. Here we go. Yes, this is Summer of Love. Even though it's December, and I'm not really particularly feeling the love. Maybe he means next summer. I don't know. The winter doesn't want you. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. So when U2's at their best, regardless of what stage of U2 it is, even taking Joshua Tree, they knew exactly what they wanted. They knew exactly what they were going for. It was a specific kind of preaching. Bono's great when he has a specific attitude to his message. And that's difficult to describe, but yeah. When there's a specific... Because I think those were very specific stages of his life. Early on, he was genuinely in love with Jesus and the downtrodden, and it was genuine, and it felt like it because there was a specific attitude. And when I'm not just specifically talking about his lyrics, I mean with the whole band, because it's difficult for me to describe music because I see it on like visual and kind of metaphysical terms, where it's it's a feeling, it's vibration, it's doing stuff with the air, like Tom Waits said. So yeah, like each stage of U2 in their greatness was a they were living it, and it was something in mind. This feels very reaching. Yeah, like for me, post break time. I'm just gonna, for me, yeah, post pop album U2 kind of gets into well, it's kind of the universal criticism about them is that they went into autopilot. I'm not really sure how that happens because I don't know, and I always tend up in thinking of, like, theorizing about that instead of something. I just lost my train of thought. It's an experiment, folks. Anyway, this is Summer of Love. Again, another kind of mid-tempo, prodding sort of song with a ton of reverb. It's got nice strings. They're not mixed loud enough in the peripheries. Yeah, turn those strings up. That would be awesome. That's what they should have done on this, was had full string sections. It should have been like U2 S&M. Anyway, yeah, cool guitar riff. This is where the album actually starts to take a sharp upward turn. Like Red Flag Day is probably the closest thing to a U2 song that I've legitimately enjoyed in quite a while. Yeah, like Yeah, see, I'm genuinely listening to any. That's why I don't think I could do this real time album reviews thing on an album that I actually liked. I mean, that I legitimately love, because I would just be listening to it the whole time. But yeah, like, great thumping bass line. Like, yeah, the Edge's guitar and Chris Mullins. Let me look it up. Chris Mullins, whatever. Anyway, U2 and the bassist. I don't know their names. This is nuts. Edward Mullins. Who's the guy on drums? Zach. They're all great here. This is the first time I've heard. Yeah, like U2 acting as a really well-oiled unit. Like, I can't remember. Like, the last song was maybe. Yeah, like, in my opinion, the last great U2 song was "No Line on the Horizon." Yeah, Adam and Larry. Yeah, Adam and Larry are in perfect simpatico in this song. It's this thing I always love talking about is like when a song just clicks, when it really just clicks, and you don't even have to think about it. Like that's so beautiful to me. It's that intangible, beautiful, and this is really close to being a very good U2 song. Like it's almost, it's like, yeah, they still almost have it, you know? Yeah, this sound should have been the entire album. They need to do an entire album of this song. I don't think this song is great, but it's I think it's close to very good. And like that really tight interplay between Adam and Larry. The Edge has a fantastic kind of flanged guitar sound sprinkled in there. It's got a lot of meat to it. So yeah, in my opinion, this should have been the template for the entire album, plus some string sections in there. I know I'm explosiving a lot. Anyway, the song just ended. All right. Sorry for all the pops. I'm not using my pop filter because I don't actually know if this is going to work. Okay, next song just started. The Snowman, Little Mo Better Butter. Yeah, this is a good little run here. Red Flag Day, the Snowman, and Little Thing. Oh wait, no, I hate that song. Never mind. So whatever. There's at least 2 good songs on here, which is far more than I can say for Songs of Innocence. Yeah, so you can just tell when a band sounds like they're having fun, and these 2 songs sound like they were recorded in some different session. Yeah, like legitimately sounds like they're having fun. Yeah, so this does give me hope. This, because like with Red Flag Day and the Showman, they're actually finding a groove. And I've noticed in my own songwriting, like I think like 70% of it is finding that groove where you feel it. You feel it. Something tangible about the music. And I think U2, I think they still have the potential to make a very good album. And I think what they need to do is go retro, because this is something they've never really done before. So yeah, like I would, if I was producing them for some reason, I would get them together and I would have them. I'd be like, I'm sure you all love music from the 60s, like psychedelia, and I'd be like, listen to that. I'd be like, listen to that, until you get a spark of what made you love music in the beginning, in the first place, and do this. And then I'd be like, Red Flag Day, The Showman. This is like a spike. This is like a high point spike in your guys' last 3 albums. So I'd be like, do more of that, okay? These chips are terrible, by the way. I'm going to do a little mini commercial. These are called Chile Limon potato chips. They taste like licking the outside of a casket. By Clancy's. Available, I don't know. Anyway, this song's still going. But yeah, anyway. Back to the negatives. They don't know how to escalate a song or end it properly. It just starts to plateau. Yeah, so the song just starts to plateau and fizzle out. There's little demonic whispers in the background. I like that too. Anyway, The Snowman. Here's track 9, starting now. The little things that give you away. Starting off with a Genesis-esque Rototom, or whatever the crap that's called, drum machine. Back to the sleepy stuff. Oh, second commercial. Own the road for less than you think. Enjoy exceptional offers on all 2014 and 2015 BMW certified pre-owned models. Thanks. Easy as the breeze, each heart was yours to please. Ding, ding, ding. That's not one of the worst, but I just noticed it because I haven't been listening. The little things that give you away. I think this was a single. It's another, sleepy middle of the road. I need to come up with another, I don't know what the other term is. This isn't middle of the road because it's not a rock song. Another ambient Ambient. It's ambient U2. That's what I'm gonna call them from now on. Like the All That You Can't Leave Behind and Onward U2 is from now on ambient U2. You are high above the stars. A hurricane being born. Freedom, it might cost you your liberty. Ding, ding, ding. Sorry, I fell asleep. Yeah. Trying to think of what to say because this album is really all over the place, and I have a fairly decent musical vocabulary, but it's not the music. It's you two. It's trying to gauge what they're getting at on like, because clearly this is meant to be like a democracy rousing kind of album, but it's like, so I have to say, like, what is this making me feel? And it's just, it's the greeting card mono lyrics where you can't just open the door for people and say, yay, be positive, I'm opening the door, rah rah, reclaim your democracy. It's like you have to point people in different directions. Like here's a different way of thinking about this. Or again, going back to the versions of U2, like early version U2, looking at the world through a spiritual lens that felt genuine. U2, like second iteration of U2. Like a more politically charged, more politically charged, a little bit more edge, like a little more like a little less universal, like more culturally specific, like more Americana in there, but still it was a specific, it was a certain lens, a way of thinking about human experience and freedom. And then after Joshua Tree, it was finding, like, looking at your personal freedoms and rights through a slightly more cynical, like, pop culture lens, saying, like, here is everything we did before, but it's being filtered through a parody of overdone pop culture. Yeah, here we go. Like, I brought up Coldplay earlier, but, like, this is just straight up Coldplay. Like, yeah, like, U2 became Coldplay in that song. But I will say, yeah, Little Things That Give You Away. It's one of the few U2, unless I'm forgetting or missed something earlier in the song, it's one of the few U2 songs that didn't have, like, a cringy lyric anywhere in it. Now, speaking of cringy lyrics, here comes track number 10. Oh, wait, commercial break. Hey, Jennifer Hudson! I don't know what this is. Okay, pause. Okay, the Landlady just started. Landlady. Apparently this song is about Bono's wife, who I know nothing about and I don't care. I just assume she looks like Yoko Ono. But apparently the song's about her. It seems kind of awkward to me to write a song about your wife or girlfriend called Landlady, and, like, Landlady, I don't know. I guess landladies aren't, like, cleaning house. I guess it's better than I guess it's better than, like, Led Zeppelin's Living Loving Maid on a on the Enlightenment scale, or the non-chauvinism scale. Yeah, this is where the album goes totally comatose. I'm try to think of something else to say about U2. Because there's nothing to pick out here. It's just a yeah, ding ding ding, ding ding ding. Landlady sends me in the air. She sends me where I dare not dare. I'm weightless. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, Bono has always taken front and center in any U2 album, but on this, it's like to me, this almost feels like a Bono solo album, where I don't know what it is, but for a lot of the songs in this, he does not seem in sync with the rest of the group. Where, like, I'm guessing a lot of this, maybe a lot of these lyrics were written beforehand. Maybe, I don't know. I just get the sense of him like the band is playing on one side and Bono is over on the other, standing at his podium. The Landlady. Part of me wants to like this song. I like the little double, triple time snare thing. Yeah, like, whoever they had producing this, yeah, this album is kind of all over the place. No, it's not all over the place. It's two. In last time when I looked it up, there were like 15 producers on this album. So half the album is really, like, damn good production, and half the album sounds like it was, and the other half of the album sounds like an ambient record, which is fine if it was actually an ambient album. I love ambient music, and that'd be fine if that's what it was. But all this, like especially this track, all it's doing is just dispersing whatever textural, tangible feeling this is trying to convey. It sounds scattered off into the ethos. All right, thank God that's over. Landlady. I wonder what his wife thinks about that one. Here's the Blackout. I don't really have anything to say about it. It was the first single, I think. Oh, it was the second single. And they've both grown on me. And so far, we're about at the end. And I feel the same way I did when I first listened to it. Parts of this feel like they were gravitating back to Octung Baby. And the other half feels like an ambient sleeping time album with no really discernible, anything tangible to grasp onto. So what they should have done is scrap all those super boring songs and just kept writing stuff with balls. So, like, lyrically, yeah, the Blackout, this whole song is just ding, 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 ding. I probably shouldn't have watched the music video first, because this is, soapbox Bono standing in front of a crowd saying, "Hooray! Hooray for human decency. Everyone, rousing the troops kind of thing." But it's got some balls to it. It's got some balls. Yeah. Democracy's flat on its back, check. Ding, ding, ding. I'll just make the dinging noise. I don't actually have to have a bell or tap the microphone with my pen. Trump reference. Yeah, Trump says people don't want freedom. I don't think he's actually said that. I think he's just been an asshole. That would be awesome, though. In his camp, on one of his thank you for whatever state elected me, things he goes and does, where he's like the people said they didn't want freedom. Yeah, this is such the melody to this. Like Bono's trying so hard to get the plane off the ground. There we go. I just figured out a major problem with this album. He is the main focus of this. Nobody else has any kind of moment to shine in this, and it's Bono is front and center in this, and that is a huge problem because it never takes off. He's trying so hard to get into anthemic territory, and it just never does. All right. Yep, song's still going. Yum, yum, yum. I'm going to turn it up. Hold on. Yeah. It sounds like one of the 500 producers they had on this album put this through an endless link of compressors. This is polished to a degree that almost kills this, because I could almost hear this song being fairly decent. It's like, just let it be crunchy and ballsy, please. But you can hear it off to the peripheries where it's so pushed in, and it's like standing between like two walls coming up against the sides of you. But on the other side of the walls, there's this infinite amount of reverb. And it's like, why? Please. Okay, yeah, this is 10 seconds in. Love is bigger than... Love is anything that's in... Love is... I don't know what's going on here. Da-da-da. I do like it, though. That was a cool intro. I think this is the only song with piano on it in the album. I miss Piano U2. I know that was never a staple of the band, but it was always a good combination, and I always wish... I'm not sure if anyone in the band actually knows how to use... Do you know how to use a piano? I don't know if anyone actually knows how to play the piano in the band, but again, here they're back. They're trying so hard to build up to something. But again, it's greeting card lyrical content that actually eclipses anything they're trying to do musically. It's like you have to earn it. You have to build up to it and earn it, and it just feels like he's jumping the gun and being like, "Yeah, hooray for good politics." Oh wait, were we still building up to a crescendo? Oh wait, sorry. Sing it like no other. Yeah. If you could stay in the night, would give you a... Oh, what is that song? Oh yeah, this sounds like if I could... Oh, Stay Far Away So Close from Zeropa. Yeah, Billy Corgan did a good cover of that song. And again, that's another problem. It's not just that it's a bunch of things. One is that a good song has to be a good song. Like, it has to have a good bass. It has to have great melodic content. Good bass structure on a fundamental level. But the other one is that I can't remember that I was just going to talk about. Yeah, everything can't be an anthem, because if everything's just an anthem, then it doesn't make sense. It all just sounds like these giant... It's like watching sort of zeppelins float around in the sky or something. It's like this... It's just giant... It's big and vague. So interspersed in there have to be really specific personal moments. Like the song from Zeropa. Love that album. Stay in parentheses, Far Away So Close. You have to have songs like that bring it way down to earth, like super intimate. Contrast is super important, and they've lost that. So everything just feels like it's adrift on this sea of this vanilla sea with sort of yay democracy sprinkles. Anyway, that song's over. Commercial time. Okay. 13 just started. 13, there is a light that never goes out. There is a light that never goes out. What song is that? There is a light that never goes out. There is a light that never goes out. No stealing children from your room. Ding, ding, ding. smell my girlfriend's perfume from the other room. I think she got home from work and I probably sound like an insane person. Okay, so this song was apparently a reworking of... Oh, yeah, the song was apparently a reworking of one of the tracks from Songs of Innocence. I don't know what it is, so I don't care. There's a light. There is a light that never goes out. Why can I not remember what that song is? There is a light that never goes out. Yeah, and this is another one that falls into the, sleepy time ambient part of this album. I guess most of it is, but the little the highlights of this album, the best parts are the ones that fall into the ones that fall into the rock category. There's a good rock album buried in this dull ambient pseudo spiritual sort of album. And so I sort of understand why the rest of those other songs that I got the burp. Those other songs early on where I was saying this shouldn't be here, this is weirdly placed. I sort of understand because there's too many moments in this album that feel like reprises or introductions, like segues to a different emotional feeling. And this one, there's too many of them, so it's clear that they didn't understand where to place them. When is this gonna be over? It's not bad. This is definitely better than Songs of Experience. I fully admit that. If I'm ranking all of the U2 albums after Pop, after Pop, I'm gonna say All That You Can't Leave Behind is the best, followed by it all just goes downhill, and this one's above Songs of Experience. Yeah, so All That You Can't Leave Behind, Atomic Bomb. Oh, wait. No, I'm going to put this tie. So, All That You Can't Leave Behind, Atomic Bomb, and this is going to be tied with No Line on the Horizon. I'm going to be generous. Even though there's no song in this album that I love as much as No Line on the Horizon. And then the absolute worst U2 album, Songs of Innocence. So, like, I can appreciate what they were trying to do here, but I don't think it was the right thing. I think it was at the right time, but it wasn't the right thing to do. But yeah, I can't believe I was actually able to ramble on for 53 minutes. Anyway, hey, Jennifer Hudson again.